We go.
Why do you always make me laugh like that before we go?
Because I got to make you laugh. You're the one that did the Samantha. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
We are doing our month in review. C Chat
Yes.
month in review.
June was an awesome month. I can't wait to review it.
Busy
month.
month.
Not monetarily, it wasn't so great, but I'm going to share that with you guys.
Hey, Stuart.
Oh, hi, Stuart. Hi, Becky.
No, he is the C Chat's #1 fan. That is how we should address him from now on.
Yes, he is. We have it on film. We actually have it on film.
Oh my gosh.
I think you have everything on film except the things I wanted you to film.
Huh.
How about that?
Huh. Hey, can y'all hear me okay out there, people? Because I changed my mic. So y'all let me know.
Yeah.
I switched where it is and what it's doing.
All right. And it sounds good from my end. Also let me know because I forgot to plug in my mic. So I'm just going on the computer audio. So hopefully it's okay.
Oh, no, not just computer audio. That's all I ever use, guys. So you can tell me I sound like crap, but I don't have a microphone.
One day when we make it big, C Chats will get you a microphone to me at that.
Oh, they can hear as well.
But there's one trick with it. You have to actually plug it in and get it set up.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Which I totally forgot.
I have.
Perhaps.
My mom got me this microphone stand. It's real fancy.
Oh, yeah.
That's what my mic is now hooked up to, one of those, which I had. It just kept sitting in the thing because it broke. But I fixed it yesterday.
Ooh, good. Aren't you handy?
So now it's on an arm. Aw, anytime, Stuart.
There you go. Molly, do you wanna tell everybody what we're talking about there?
All right. First of all, y'all got to go watch our episode with the camp listing party review. So much fun. We have so many things. And after the fact, when I was editing it, realized there were so many things we didn't even mention. So many things. Joe, we missed you. We see you there. We missed you. And in a couple of weeks, Stuart and his lovely wife, Amy, are coming here to my house in North Carolina for the weekend, and we are going to go spend our whole weekend doing the Highway 21 yard sale. It goes from Virginia down through North Carolina. So yeah, we're going to go thrift away, and I am not sure if we're going to be able to do this in one car or if we're going to have to caravan. I don't know. I've never done this, so I'm excited.
Well, we know how you shop, so you'll probably need your own car.
I will be filming. So there will be a video from the 2-day Franklin Hill Ventures and Consignment Chats adventures.
Yay! All right. So Joe and Nicole, your ears were probably ringing while we were at camp listing party because I can't even tell you how many times we mentioned you. I did have to tote out my bag and carry it around and advertise for you that said almost a reseller champion. I took some good natured ribbing on that one. But yes, we were just so excited to tell everybody about you or chat about it. A lot of people already knew exactly what you were doing and who you were. So, but you also you'll have a couple new viewers that are really excited to see you and see you at Boss as well. Yeah.
Anybody who walked into camp not knowing you, well, they know you now.
Or they just think Libby's weird because she did a lot of I'd flip that. We were thrifting on Thursday and she was in the Deseret Industries and we're in the back. There's 10 of us. And Sarah, it's Boink on Poshmark, was holding up things and she's like, should I get this or should I not? Should I get this? And Libby's in the back. I'd flip that. Oh, I wouldn't flip that. No.
I'm a walking advertisement for you guys. That's all I can say. Way too much fun. All right. Put in the comments how your June was, because we're going to talk about what we had going on in June and, what our numbers were like and all of that stuff. Yeah. So I'm curious. Well, I'm just going to get it right out there. My June sucked. All right. I was down 34% from the previous 2 months. But the silver lining of that is I had a lot of vacation. I'm in the middle of a move, and I'm trying to give myself some grace. I am trying to work through the entire move, but there's some vacation days that are they just have to happen. So yeah, they're down 34%. And yeah, that hurts, but there's a reason for it. And it's because, definitely had less listings up. Yeah. And our average sale price went from $29 and some change last month to $15.77 this month. Yes. So there were a ton and the number sold didn't decrease that much. We were still like in the 300s, like of items sold. But the average sales price was way down. People were buying a lot of little stuff. I'm not going to complain. It's stuff moving. It's keeping the algorithm going. Totally happy for those sales. But that was a pretty significant change.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, and I don't check my numbers under you. I don't do the separation and check because it's just not something I have ever gotten into doing. But I did have a really good week 2 weeks ago that was very awesome. And I sold a lot of the higher priced items. So it was good. I know I had some slow weeks, but again, we go back to you get what you give, right? Like the week and a half that I was really doing a lot of listing and bringing stuff in from sourcing and immediately getting it out there was the week that my sales were really, really good. I know that's not consistent with everybody, especially in the summer, because the summer slowdown, we know it's a real thing. But keep listing, because I'm hoping I'm going to see the same this next week or so, because I've been working hard listing and getting stuff ready to put up in the next several days. So yeah. Hoping.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a trick to share. I got something totally different that I did to share.
Okay.
I have it in my notes here. It's a good one. It's a goodie. Yeah.
In the midst of my listing, I kind of got on eBay and tooted around. I was going to say farted, but tooted around and some of the new things that I don't play around with often because Libby kind of does all that back end stuff. I don't typically get into it like I used to when we were in the storefront, but I decided I was going to go in there and play around some and, just play around with the social media, the this, that, and whatever. Well, I went in and kind of started looking at our promotions, and then I went in and looked at watchers and did my highest watchers. And I decided I was going to try something. And we usually just run sales 20%, 15%, whatever, off and on different categories. Well, I decided to take my top 20 watchers, number of watcher items that were high end items, not a $30 item, not a $20 item, but the higher priced items. And I sent them all a 24-hour $10 off. And there were like 20 of them. I got a couple of sales from that within that 24 hours. And I thought, hey, that's a good way to, because some of that stuff was older stuff that I've been sitting on. One particular vintage sweater I've had for over a year, and it's always had watchers, but nobody pulled the trigger. So just doing that $10 off, and I still netted probably 30 something dollars in my pocket for it. So it was worth it.
All of a sudden I'm seeing all these higher end sales coming through. I'm like, what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, I'm trying something over here.
Keep trying it.
Working.
So I'll try it. It's not something I probably will do on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. It might be something that I do maybe once a quarter, twice a quarter, just to kind of play around with it. But I've never thought things through that way by, filtering out the highest watched items and then going by price point with a discount. And I might do the lower ones and send out a lower dollar off, like maybe a $5 off on those that were still up there in watchers, but maybe the sale price wasn't as high. So, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to try that. I've never done it like that. I've never tried that. That's a really good tip.
Yeah,
really good.
I'm trying to read the comments now here.
All right, you go ahead and read the comments. What was your month? What was your June like, Samantha?
My June started out, it was the same as far as Molly goes. Like, I had some bad weeks. But then I had a good week where I got some higher end stuff in that sold right away, and that triggered more sales after that. It seems like once you get a couple, then they trigger after for a little while. But then of course we went on vacation and I put it on vacation mode. So overall, it was better than May. I was much better than May. May was my terrible month. So I did okay.
All
but
right, good.
I'm hoping July is better.
Yeah.
We're going to check out your mom's.
My mom's. Yeah, Mom,
Right.
get into that listing habit. People probably don't even believe that you're my mother. I mean, don't you know that I am the general? We need to set some goals. We need to stick to them.
Have you met General Pratt? Have you? I mean, you better get on your mom there. She needs the general. Whipping her into shape. Yeah, listing habits mean everything. Now I'm going to put Franklin Hill up there.
Right. Still with our worst
month of the year, but still did okay. Yeah. Second best June over the last 5 years. All right.
Wow.
That's saying something, because June and July generally do. I mean, they suck. There's no sugarcoating you. They suck. It's just slower. It's the perfect time to move. It's the perfect time to start new platforms. I started Etsy while we were in. Yeah, I mean, people have got all this buzz about Kitizen. I might add that too. I don't know yet. So
that's my summer venture, I think, is getting into Kitizen and moving some stuff into that with my list perfectly.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I know
it's interesting
platform. It's so easy. That is the one platform that I haven't made an account on. Like, I didn't even make one to like reserve it or anything. So I probably should
get on that. Well, all right. So I have an account and I have listed on Kitizen, but I haven't done so in so long. I can't remember my login credentials. I got to go back and invest a couple minutes into that.
We need to know that because I got to get in there.
Yeah. All right. I'll take care of it. I promise.
Hi,
and those of you that commented on our video we did live from Camp Listing Party, I will be reaching out and sending you out your swag.
Yes.
I didn't forget.
So I have a couple of pieces of swag here that today we need to, I don't know. Do you want to give them away today? Do we want to save them for something special? Do we want to?
Up to you.
I don't know.
All right, Laurie's got some questions here. Should I put them up?
Yeah, put them up.
Swag first.
Go for it.
All right. Hi, I'm fairly new here due to my brick and mortar closing. Anyway, my question is, when I'm consigning for someone and I do a 50-50 split, do I take my income tax into consideration, or
is it like any other business that you just pay on what you make?
Right. So that generally does not, we don't take income tax into account when we are deciding on our consignment split, because you have to figure in your deductions. That's more of like a quarterly or end of year thing. I think most people would agree with that. So we really don't think about income taxes, because a lot of what you are doing, a surprising amount, is deductible. Fees.
Like the consignor split being one of them. I don't think people realize that right off the bat too.
Yeah.
Everything that you make is your income. And then right off the bat, that split, that consignor payout, that's a deduction right there.
Right. So it probably is going to end up being a lot less. What you can do, and if you hop over into our C-Chats book club, we're doing Profit First. You can automatically, like, we have our account set up to automatically pull a percentage out. So we don't even see that. It goes into a tax hold account, and it just, whatever it is, 5, 15, 1, whatever percentage you decide on, you take your best guess at the beginning of the year. And then at the end of the year, you have a better idea. But just set it aside and don't even think about it. Don't touch it. Just, it comes right off the top.
Yeah, that's what Nick does with ours.
Yeah.
He just throws it into a different account.
Yeah.
Hi, Jill, first of all, her favorite trio.
Yeah.
I love you. We miss you already. We miss you already. And did you see what Stuart says, y'all? Consigned 5 Ladro figurines last night. Where did the information come from?
Now he's consigning. Wow. Well, I mean, Stuart always consigned, but very little. Yes. He was always consignment ready. Ready.
Always. Your favorite trio too, right?
Aw, thanks. All right. So I'm going to get this one out of the way. So usually I talk about my percentages and stuff like this, and I do a little rant about Poshmark because we know this is my second month into my listing experiment where I am cross-listing to a bunch of platforms to see if it is worth my time and energy.
For 3 months. Solid 3 months.
All in 3 months. So I'm just going to give you the straight up percentages. 87% came from eBay this month. 5% from Poshmark, 4% from Shopify, which is our online sales, 0% from Mercari, and then I had 3% in-person sales.
I am shocked.
Yeah, Facebook didn't even register this month. I did have a couple sales on Mercari, but not enough to register as a percentage. And yeah, so Poshmark was 5. Now, it went down from previous months. However, I did have 9.5 days of vacation out of 25 working days this month. That's almost half a month of vacation. So that's a lot. That's a lot. So shout out to eBay because you can still make sales while you're on time away.
Yes.
So if Poshmark, if I was allowed to do that, I'm thinking it probably would have been a little higher.
Yeah,
that percentage. But I had nothing's available for sale when you're on vacation. So that kind of sucked. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can you break it down to everybody so they know when you say you're giving Poshmark your 3-month test, exactly what are the things that you're doing that you're considering part of this test when you're talking Poshmark?
Praying to all of the Poshmark gods. That's step.
Yes, absolutely. Praying to all of the Poshmark gods.
Did you send Poshmark roses before you started
yes,
this?
It did. Yes,
it
did.
Poshmark. Okay.
Yes. I am sharing. I'm using the free Flip app to do the sharing, to follow closets. Like that's all right on point.
And you're sharing how often?
It's just on continuous share. I think you get up to 3,000 a day or 6,000 a day. I don't know, but whatever. I max it out.
Same.
We are getting sales. Just, I think next month's going to be a better indication because it's not going to be on vacation like that. So, and so I'm sharing, I'm listing, I'm sharing, I'm following, I'm doing all that stuff, and it's driving me a little crazy, but we'll see. I still have to put another month in.
How much time?
Sales on Poshmark, Molly?
Yes, I did. Thank you for your sharing test.
Yes.
How much time would you say it's taking you in a day? I'm just trying to get a little of the facts out there.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna play this back later when she's like, I hate Poshmark. I'm done with it. The 3 months is terrible. And Molly's gonna play this back and be like, but it only took you 10 minutes a day to do those.
Right.
Well, the significant amount of time, I would say, I spend about a half an hour a day getting stuff to Poshmark, but the majority of that time is actually delisting stuff and adjusting quantities that sold on eBay.
Okay.
So it's a lot of maintenance on the back end because most of my stuff sells on eBay. So then I'm delisting it. Or if it's a multi-quantity item, I'm going into List Perfectly, adjusting the quantity, updating Poshmark, doing all that back and forth. So that's a considerable amount of time and effort. And Facebook Marketplace didn't even register this month. Not a single sale on Facebook Marketplace. Not one.
How about you, Samantha?
Well, I had my Marketplace taken away from me for 24 hours.
You got trouble.
Yeah, it was my own fault, but I learned a hack on how to get it back that I will never use again. I swear to God. But if you have ever opened or emailed some sort of customer service to Facebook, so I had to scour my emails and find one from 2018 where I had asked them about something. If you respond to that and say, hey, my Facebook account was, reset and I no longer have Marketplace access, they will respond to you with some generic whatever, because it's all bots. Everything is bots. So if something's flagged or something. If I didn't realize that if you report too many spam accounts, so like when I see a spam post in a local sales group, or if I see a spam comment, I report them. I just report them. They're a pain in the butt. If you do that too many times, you're flagged as spam, apparently.
No, are you kidding me?
That's one of the things that I saw in all these forums as I was reading. Now, I listed something that went against Facebook standards, and I knew that, and I tried to do a way around it, and apparently it didn't work. So that was my bad, and it was some shady stuff, so it's my own fault. But
well, now we kind of have to know what it is. You can't just throw that out there. Oh God, she's going to show us. What is it?
Dun, dun, dun. Vintage ammunition.
Oh, you can't sell that?
No, you can't sell firearms or ammunition on Facebook or any platform, really. But I've sold a couple $100 worth of them.
So you can't sell that on eBay either?
They're full. They're not just the boxes. Like there's
it's loaded in. Okay.
But I listed them as the boxes. And then when people messaged me, and I had like the prices on, like people knew they weren't just vintage boxes. These are 1950s, 1960s ammunition. So I did sell some, and then my account got taken away from me. So I emailed them that my password had been reset and that marketplace was gone, and they just magically fixed it the following morning. So thank God it's back.
Yes.
I'll never
this
try
is a lesson. You need to follow your marketplace rules.
Follow the rules. Don't
So
be
did you come up with an outlet for those that you still have in your inventory? Because I bought a lot of stuff way back when off of Whatnot, and one of the things that came in this lot of random jewelry and stuff was a little leather pack that you open it up and it has the ninja stars, like the metal, like sharp, and there's like 5 or 8 of them. I don't remember. And I don't know what to do with them. I see where people sell them as wall hooks.
They need to be careful that they don't get their...
Right. But I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Did you come up with an outlet for that? I don't know what to do with these ninja stars.
Maybe somebody in the comments knows.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
So I did have some local people reach out to me, one whom I'd already known, and they messaged me to see what I have. They go to all like the local gun shows and stuff. So, I mean, I live in Redneck Central, so every town has a gun show like every other month, and there's just a constant circuit of people selling gun things. So several people reached out to me, and I was, it was the day before we left for Phoenix. So I have a list of people that I need to get back with, and hopefully I can just sell them all locally and be done with it. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to try to be sneaky anymore. So
what about all right, so I know like the local my local auction houses do a lot of like firearms and stuff like that sales. Did you ever think of consigning with a local auction house?
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice that you have local auction houses.
Now that I'm thinking about it, our biggest fan, Stuart, has space in buildings. I wonder if they can sell that kind of stuff in his marketplace.
Oh, and like in the
antique
booth
shops and things, where in Granny's attic or wherever he is, and has a couple of places with space.
You're just going to give him all of the free time here. You have to tell everybody that he's near Knoxville as well. Like, just make sure that they run right over and buy all of his stuff from Frankenhill Ventures. They also have like sauces and syrups and stuff. Jeez.
His home address is. Oh no, sorry. Sorry, won't do that. Maybe somebody like that, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I would
go with the auction house. I would go with the auction house because they're licensed to do all that stuff. I'd be nervous about putting it anywhere. Remember when we had the sword in the store, Molly? And we were like afraid, like it was a decorative sword, but it was sharp. And I was like, no, we're not consigning this. Like it's no.
Stuart, you need to be careful of what you ask for.
Right, Stuart. When you come, you can look at them and take them with you. Take them home.
He needs to sell all your sports cards too. I don't know if he's even into sports cards, but he needs to sell all those sports cards.
Oh my gosh, those sports cards. Oh, Lord.
So I did learn something about Poshmark with the vacation mode. So I was sitting in the airport and had many of delays. So I got my laptop out and I was just going to cross list and stuff. And I know you can cross list to eBay while you're on vacation mode, and your store just says a different handling time and it adjusts appropriately. So you don't have to worry about it. I continued to post and had scheduled listings and things like that the whole time we were gone. Not a ton, don't worry, I'm not that ambitious, but I did post some things. So I played around with if I could do that to other platforms as well, because they just take your stuff down. But I figured when it comes back up, then there'd be more things there. It'd be fine. Poshmark, you can list things there, but it does go active. You can list a bunch of things and then like turn off your vacation mode and turn it back on, and it'll do your whole closet. I should have done that. I was really worried that something was going to sell because I sold some things like while I was in the airport. I was selling things on eBay that I was listing on eBay. Maybe should have priced them a little bit higher. So I was really worried, and people were liking the stuff in Poshmark. That's how I realized it wasn't marked as not for sale. So I was super worried that something was going to sell and I was not going to be able to meet the fulfillment time. So as I was listing them on the bottom, you can toggle not for sale or active, and I was toggling them not for sale. However, when I came back, my store had turned off, vacation mode was off, everything was active, except all those things that I had marked as not for sale. I had to go back into each one of those listings and mark it as active.
All right, so how would you do it differently next time?
I would list everything as active, turn off my vacation mode, and then turn it back on. Because every time you refreshed that, it encompassed your whole store.
Yeah.
And I would have just not worried so much about somebody buying something quickly. Because, it's Poshmark. What were the odds that was really going to happen anyways?
I was going to say that, but I'm trying not to be too snarky about Poshmark. Because, all right, so last month when we did our May Live, I think Jill said Poshmark outsold eBay for her, and Don said I believe he said they were 50-50.
Yeah, Don's usually about 50-50 on his. Yeah.
I wonder what Don does.
But Don also sells a lot of Hawaiian shirts, men's shorts, and ties. So while he has cards and he has a mix of everything, he sells dishes, he sells everything. The primary base of his items are Poshmarky type things. I'm one of those people, I want Poshmark to be an everything store. Poshmark wants Poshmark to be an everything platform. So I just keep listing everything over there. I put it all over there. But the reality is that it's still really a clothing platform. So clothing things are going to sell better.
Oh, all right. This is good. Stuart started using Posher VA because of Don, and his Poshmark sales are way up.
Wow.
Which, Stuart, correct me if I am wrong. I use Flip, just as Libby does, and it's free, and I only use the share part because the rest of it is kind of janky. But the share works fine as long as your computer is open, your browser is open. Now, for Posher VA, I think you can have it closed and it still works. I think that's really the only difference. Otherwise, Dawn and I have had them up before, and they have the same settings and the same type of features. It's just, you got to kind of babysit Flip to make sure it's always on.
So, are you guys saying I should do Posher VA as part of my experiment?
I don't know. But
how much is it? How much is it a month?
Jill said weirdly most of her Poshmark sales are hard goods, and then Stuart said my stuff is not Poshmarky and I do okay in the platform. So he must do some hard goods and collectibles on there too, because that's a lot of what he does.
Keep doing hard goods then, and I'm going to keep listing all my stuff and sell them as well.
Yeah, so I think Melanie and Jill, retail therapists, they do also sell a lot of hard goods on Poshmark. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so I'm not doing Posher VA as part of my experiment.
You're already halfway through your experiment. You're using Flip. I really think that they have the same features. It's just that Flip can do it continuously. Yeah, see, Flip, your browser has to be open, but Stuart's saying that with them, he's pretty sure that the browser doesn't have to be open, but the computer has to be on.
Okay.
And he always has browsers open anyways.
All right. Jill,
if anybody needs to have your browser open...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If anybody needs to have their browser open, they could also have a YouTube tab up and be playing Consignment Chats continuously on a loop. That would be very helpful. Thanks.
Shout out.
Oh, we always forget to say this. If you're watching this video, please hit the thumbs up for us. It means a lot. I would appreciate that. We'd all appreciate that, actually. I always forget to say that.
Is Poshmark in the Urban Dictionary?
We should have a reseller
Let's get it in there,
dictionary.
Samantha.
It should be.
We should do a reseller dictionary.
Oh, so we got to meet eBliss Reseller at, so they offer eBay fulfillment services. Pretty amazing service. Yeah, so that was exciting.
Yeah, I'm like on the edge of the cliff, and I might just be jumping.
Well, I think your inventory might push you over the cliff to jump on with eBliss Reseller.
This could be a good thing or a bad thing. It could get it out of her space and just motivate her to list it and be done with it. Or it could enable her to buy more stuff because it's gone.
Out of sight, out of mind.
This could be very good or very bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Keep us posted. Molly's going to do the next experiment because I'm just exhausted from 3 months of experiments. So
am I going to do a 3-month eBliss experiment?
Every experiment we do has to be 3 months. Every single one.
Minimum of 3 months. Minimum if you're experimenting. Minimum.
I think it would be fun.
And I mean, eBliss, they might have different statistics. They might say, no, it needs to be with us for 6 months. I don't know.
True.
But we have a minimum. That is the C-Chats rule, y'all. Anything that you're going to experiment with or add new to your business, you must try it for a minimum of 3 months. A day, a week, a month. It's never going to tell you what you need to know.
And honestly, doing it during summer slowdown probably isn't the best either. But
no,
we're just glad Libby is giving Poshmark a chance. That's all we want.
So can I not try eBliss until the fall, Samantha? Is that what you're saying?
No, just you should do things. Get stuff out of your house. Just do it. Yeah. List whatever gets you to list things, just list them.
Yeah,
especially I ship it. I list it, I ship it out. I list it, I ship it out. That's motivation. Yeah.
I did learn a lot from them, sitting at their round table. Super nice couple, very informative. But I need Nick to think through with me on the numbers on that, with the fees and that kind of thing. Yeah. And definitely do higher end items, which I have several to put up. So yeah. I think I might try the next batch of higher end clothing and send it their way and see what happens.
I had a much different perception of what eBliss was. I knew the process. I knew you ship them things, and I didn't know they checked your store for you. It is seamless the way they do. You literally ship it and forget it. It's like a 90s infomercial. Set it and forget it. It's done.
Uh-oh.
I'm back.
Are y'all freezing or am I freezing?
I think just Samantha froze.
Okay.
We missed that very poignant thing you were saying.
I really wish it was frozen up here. I just want to say that. I wish in real life it was frozen up here. eBliss. It's such a fancy name. And I thought they were a big corporation, a big, structured, businessy place. Not that they don't have an amazing business, but they seem like the most down-to-earth, awesome couple, just doing their thing. They're resellers. They're It was a totally different perspective than what I had to begin with. And I am 1,000 times more open to hearing what they have and telling everybody about them, because
they're very relatable and easy to connect to, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's funny how that personal connection changes things.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, us resellers, we're a scrappy lot. We like to work with real people. We don't like to, I'm not saying we don't like to shop on Amazon, but we don't like to generally go into big box stores and things like that and spend our time and money. We like to, face to face shop, connect with people, call it being home alone all day by ourselves. Whatever.
I think small businesses want to support small businesses because we want our small businesses supported. So we understand that life. We understand what it is to be a small business. So, our focus is more on who can we help, who's started from the ground up on their own. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I was super impressed with them, and
me too.
Definitely all about that. Jill she must be lying. 5% came from Mercari. I think those are lies.
Really?
You think that's a lot?
A lie. I think that is a lot. Yes, that's a lot.
5%?
5%. Well, yours was 0. Mine was 0.
Okay.
I don't think I had a single
Are
sale.
you calling my friend Jill a liar? Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah. Ouch. For everything, how she supports us. She
I
wore
will
Molly's
take
t-shirt.
you down.
She's my Jill, guys. She's my Jill. And I feel like I didn't get enough time with her, and I need to make a trip to Utah. I need to spend time with her.
That's
It
the
was
hard
hard.
thing. There
It was
was so many
constant.
people and everybody was so friendly, and oh my gosh, it's impossible to get all the time you want with everyone. But
Look at this.
Dang, Jill.
Mari paid for most of her hotel at camp. Wow.
Nice.
all
Good job.
right.
Wow. And then we got a thank you from Dave and Laurie at eBliss.
Oh, thank you guys. The pleasure was ours.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes. Wow, Jill, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Good job,
we
Jill.
got to figure out Mercari.
I just want to extra shout out to Jill, who also has a full-time job and has
Yes.
a large family that lives with, not a large family, but has family members that live with her and has a lot of distractions. And I am just constantly in awe at how consistent she is with her goals and her numbers. And you're kicking butt, Jill. You're doing great.
She is amazing. Yeah, amazing. Oh, that was awesome. So her percentages were sales from January through April, and the Mercari that was helping pay for the hotel room, January through April. Yeah.
She says. She's working now, Samantha.
That's great. That one's coming up here.
Yeah. I mean, Jill is just honestly just such a shining example of how to get stuff done. Like, you just put your head down and you do it, and it's possible. And I just think I love people that don't make excuses for all the stuff they have going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, Jill is one of those examples of just people that just rock it out and has so much. Yeah. What?
Stuart, that's basically the same as the hotel room. I mean, honestly, they were decently priced hotel rooms, and airport stuff is expensive.
Role of lifesavers. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, Mercari. I'm thinking I'm gonna be having a hard time justifying Mercari because most of my time has been spent delisting it. Yeah.
You're right, Jill. Exactly. So is Mercari going to be your next tester, Libby? Your next 3-month test?
No, I'm on it now. I'm doing the 3-month test now, and I was at 0%.
Oh, you're doing it on Mercari too?
Now, why is delisting taking you it's the same amount of time as if you were just delisting from Shopify, and you have to delist everything from Shopify. So I don't know why it's taking you extra.
Well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'll have to show you the process. So, all right. So, I mean, we're going to do a video on this, but every morning I get up, I ring up my sales, I ship it. I go into Shopify. I see what sold out, what the quantities changed on.
Mm-hmm.
I plug that SKU over into List Perfectly. I see what platforms it's on, and I delist on those platforms.
Yeah, you hit like the button you would for copying, the little green arrowy button on the left,
and listings.
And then I do mark as sold, and it selects all of them, and then I hit OK, and it just pops up each one in the tab, and then by the time it gets to one at the end, they've already said that they're done, they're listed, and you just X out of them.
Well, it takes a little bit longer on my end. It takes about 35 to 60 seconds to pop up Poshmark. And then you have to double check it, because if there's an active offer on that, then you have to go in, you have to manually change it and things like that. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a minute per listing doesn't sound that long, but
right
when you're selling a lot of stuff, it adds up pretty quickly.
For me, the Shopify tab, because that's the last tab that pops up, and it is the longest to populate. So I feel like either way, I'm waiting for that Shopify tab. So the other ones are always done long before that one is.
I delete mine right in Shopify. I don't use List Perfectly for that, to delete it off Shopify.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I just
I have
send
a
it all the way
collection and
across,
it
so
pulls
I
up
don't have to
all
do
of
more
my
clicks.
sold out. So I just have everything that's sold out, move into a collection on Shopify, and then I just...
Does it automatically move it into a collection?
Yeah, you just set up a rule and it just moves it for you.
Gotcha. I just filter by inventory so that when I go in there, I have a search saved, so it's filtered as 0 quantities, and then I just go through there and work that list.
Same thing. Yeah.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
You're
so
just
that's why it takes
picky
me
about your seconds.
What's that?
I said you're just picky about your seconds. Time is money. Come on.
Time is money.
You're like, that's really fast. It takes you less than a minute. Yeah, but a minute on all the places it didn't sell is a lot of minutes.
I am also surprised that I don't have to go in, and I feel like I get a lot of offers and likers and all that stuff on Poshmark, but there's very few times that I have to go in and edit something to delist it. Thank God. Like, knock on wood.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be a constant thing. Something that just happens every now and then, right?
Yeah.
One of 5, maybe. 1 of 5 listings for me, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was reading Franklin here.
Poor Stuart.
Oh, we clicked at the same time.
Did sell $27 on Mercari in June, so then I'm in 2 rolls of lifesavers at the airport. Yeah.
One for you, one for him.
That's a heck of a month. That was what I did on May. In May, I did $31 on Mercari, and I thought, man, that was a terrible month. And then this month I did 0. So
I did $14 and a penny on Mercari.
Oof.
And 1 penny.
And 1 penny. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree, like Franklin, especially for stuff that we sell when it comes to like the hard goods or the older books or like the random piece of china or something. It's always like, oh, Mercari sucks. And then you sell like those couple things, the things that sell on Mercari that are like, oh, well, I've had those books in, for a year and they had no likes or anything on the other one, but they sold for full price on Mercari. So
yeah,
it just keeps you there for that once in a while thing.
Yeah.
My first sale on Mercari, granted, I started them in Q4, and my first sale on Mercari was one of those big vintage oil rain lamp things with like the goddess in the middle, like all the strings.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And it was broken. Like all the strings were broken, but the motor still worked and it was used. I had to clean it up and it was pretty rough. So I only had it up for a couple $100 because those things will sell for quite a bit. Oh. But I had it up for a couple $100, and of course that was my first sale on there. And it was super easy at the time, and it worked out great. And they had me hooked right from the beginning.
Yeah, that'd do it.
I've been chasing a sale like that ever since.
Love it.
So, all right. So we had that mess of shipping policies we were talking about last month. Do you remember that?
Yeah. What happened with yours?
So mine are cleaned up. I don't know if did you do yours yet, Molly?
Mine are still a cluster bleep. Yeah.
All right. So Liz O'Kane, I put the directions on how to clean it up, and she clarified some of it. And mine are all cleaned up, and they're staying cleaned up. So we just, if you're not in our Consignment Chats community, join it. Follow that thread that Liz posted the instructions for, because it really just kind of hinged on your return policy. It tells you step by step all the updates to how to update your shipping policies, so they're not duplicating like that. So not all of us had duplicated shipping policies in that nightmare, but a lot of us did. Yeah.
Mine are horrible.
I never had an issue with the shipping policy. Mine and I, maybe because I had updated mine around the same time that this happened, I had switched mine from calculated to flat rate anyways. So that might have been a part of it. However, my return policy is driving me I'm going bonkers. It is still creating a new one with it's the same thing. It just copies it and it does like blah, blah, blah afterwards, makes it a new one. And Liz, in that post, Liz had said, did you try creating a new one? Did you try this? Did you try that? So I created a brand new policy, moved all my 700 and whatever listings over there. And it worked well for a couple days. And then a couple days ago, I was on there listing more stuff, and it created another copy.
Oh.
And I was like, to heck with it. I don't care. And then like a couple hours later, I was cross-listing again, and it was going into my regular defaulted one. So I don't know. Apparently it just depends on the hour and what mood it's in.
Huh.
We're just gonna wait and see. I don't know. Luckily, a return policy is not as detrimental as a shipping policy. I don't even know if it has any effect on my stuff. If there's 17 return policies on there, they all say the same thing. They just have weird names, and it keeps duplicating them. So it's like, you have 10 on this policy, you have 12 on this policy, you have 685 on this one. I'm like, why?
Did you try the automatic cleanup yet?
Yeah, it doesn't work for those ones.
Okay.
It'll even say that it transferred them all, but that policy still has 10 on it. So you have to go in and like bulk edit them or do them.
Libby, did you do an automatic cleanup?
I did as the first sweep. Yeah. The first sweep.
So mine are just still a mess.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, you gotta follow the instructions. You'll be fine.
Well, that's actually was on my list to do. So knowing that Liz, I was just gonna Google and watch some YouTube videos or whatever. But now that I know that's gone on, because I didn't
follow the instructions in the community, because that's way better than anything else I saw out there.
Yeah, that was an awesome thread. It was very helpful.
Because I was struggling. So another thing we need to be aware of is that first class is no more as of July 9th.
Yep.
So we're going to have to keep an eye. Maybe if you're thinking about updating your shipping policies, maybe wait until that's released, because you're probably going to have to go in and consolidate some shipping options. I listened to the eBay for Business podcast where they were talking about what is going to happen and how they're going to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have faith that that's the way it's actually going to roll out, that it's been tested like extremely well. Like, we don't know what all the things are. So maybe wait until July 9th and see what other updates are going to happen. And if we're going to have a duplicate issue, and whether we're going to have to consolidate retail, parcel, and first class. So, if you're not in a hurry to do it, maybe just wait and just do it all at once, because it is time consuming to update those policies, or it can be. Yeah. Ooh,
what?
Jill might have a record here. Let's pull my reports, and just in June, Macari's sales were at 245.01.
Nice.
Yes, very nice.
Nice.
I think that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
$205 more than mine, or $245 more than mine.
All right. So
but I say that, but I've only been consistently posting on eBay and Poshmark. Every single one of my items automatically goes to eBay every day. Yeah. And then Poshmark usually within 24 hours. I try to do the same day. And as much as I complain about Facebook and Mercari, I'm not really putting a lot of stuff on there. So, as we say, every month you get what you put into your platform.
You get what you give. You get what you give.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's definitely the truth. There was something else I wanted to mention.
When you met me in person, it was the best moment of your entire life.
Yep.
Okay.
Goes without saying.
I want to make sure that was on there.
I decided the shirts I'm going to hold off, and we'll figure out something in the community to do with those shirts.
What? All right.
Yeah.
So I just shared a link to the community, and so everybody, everybody go there and join Consignment Chats community on Facebook.
Join it.
Like and subscribe here on YouTube.
Yeah, and Laurie, is Laurie in? I don't know if you're in the community or not. Forgive me, it's been a whirlwind, but if you're not, definitely join us over there on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook account, just make one and just come in the community, and you don't have to use it for anything else. But I think it's worth it. So you feel free to ask any of those questions, like you were asking about the percentages and the income tax. Feel free, post those questions in there, because if you're asking it, chances are there's 50 other people that have the same question that for some reason are too intimidated to ask it. But we're really nice. And if we don't know the answer, we might be able to point you to somebody that does.
Amen.
Love the questions.
Wonderful community.
Yeah. And nobody said, but we are not tax professionals. We do not play tax professionals on YouTube. So any of the advice we give, it's not advice.
Not advice.
It's just what we do.
You should listen to us, but at the same time, not really listen to us.
Verify. Verify. Always verify. All right. What?
This is being
Huh?
funky.
I'm watching Link Ladies putting links up.
I know. I was looking at the look on her face, like, what's going on up there?
My internet's being weird.
Link Ladies jamming on the comments with the links.
All right. Yeah.
She's the best.
All right. And
That's
Laurie
Facebook.
said her Mercari sales were number 2 to eBay. All right. So it's her
Oh.
number 2 platform. Nice.
Wait, Lori, how many platforms do you sell on?
There's a question.
I legit had a conversation with somebody last week, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like Poshmark's my number 1 platform," and I was like, "Cool. Like, which ones do you sell on?" And they were like, "Poshmark and Facebook." And it was like, "Wait, you don't even do eBay? Like, what?"
Oh, it's all
Yeah.
relative.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people that start on Poshmark that don't move to eBay because it's a scary place to jump. That's why we say it over and over again. If you're starting fresh, start with eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start with eBay.
I
One-
hate saying that because it's not like it's not difficult. It's just the most complex one of them all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. We can help you master eBay in a skinny
Yeah.
minute.
And then the
Oh,
other ones seem easy, like signing up for something. Now, Etsy, when I signed up for Etsy the other day, that one, I might have made it more complex than it needed to be. I listed some nice small vintage crayons and some nice small vintage game pieces. And then I tried adding blow molds. And I'm like, Don, these shipping policies don't work. Like, why won't it accept any of this information I just set up for all these other ones? And he's like, those are huge. I'm like, right. And he's like, no. And you have to know for that, like, how you would want to ship it for like internationally and stuff. And eBay takes care of all that for me. So I'm not used to having to, I'm like, I don't know, what's a good way to ship internationally? And he's like, eBay. And I'm like, right, but that's not an option in Etsy. So how do we do that?
Yeah, I forgot about you have to set up different shipping policies. It's kind of like Shopify, don't you think? Like the way you have to set up the shipping.
Yeah, which
similar to that.
I do not like.
Did they
Shopify.
do a calculated yet over on Etsy? Because I know that was my biggest issue when we.
It is calculated, yes,
Okay.
unless you're trying to ship blow molds, and then you have to know some stuff, and you have to set like a flat rate, and you gotta know some things.
Oh boy.
Gotcha.
So item number 2 or 3 probably wasn't the best time to throw those up on there for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, start small. You just jumped right in both feet. Yeah.
I
Ooh.
only had time to list 4 things, so I was trying to do 4 different categories so that it was like a variety. And yeah, I definitely shouldn't have done that.
Laurie says she has a lot of new with tags jewelry.
Oh, nice. That'll be.
Laurie, when you get in our community, we'll do a welcome and you can share the link to your store, to your online store.
Oh yeah.
We got shoppers in there too.
We have a few. Not naming any names, Male. All right. So last week when we were ending up May, I was asking about flooring because in my new home I'm doing a lot of my dad is. I'm not doing it. A lot of demolition, and the floor was coming up, and there was a beautiful hardwood floor in the living room that was coming up, and some like perfect condition pergo flooring.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in the house and it needed to be removed. So you guys gave me some ideas on how to sell that. I had zero luck. I ended up taking down the oak hardwood flooring just because we're going to use that as a subfloor side story, but it was listed. I didn't have any luck with it. The pergo flooring, I ended up having to remove ourselves. I only got like 1 hit on it on OfferUp. And for some reason, I just couldn't communicate effectively. It was a non-native English speaker, and there was just some communication barriers there. So now it's listed. It's all in planks. I have it all listed, about 300 square feet for $149, local pickup. on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. So
All right.
hopefully next month I'll be reporting back that it's sold. But thank you guys all for your help. It's been an adventure with that. I learned a lot in the process, but I didn't have any luck selling it.
Well, you also thought you had a little bit more time because the contractors were supposed to be doing all this work. However, your father is on top of it and is like, just kidding. I tore this stuff out.
Yeah, he's like, I'm only gonna do the demo. I'm only gonna knock down the wall. The next day the phone rings. I got part of the flooring up. I'm leveling the floor, you know. He can't help himself. And my mom's really happy because it keeps him busy and out of her hair. So, you know, I'm really just doing the whole family a favor at this point.
You are just such a blessing to all
Angel
of them.
child. Angel child.
Ay. And I posted the video of my Money Mountain yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, so I ordered 10 rolling racks, the wire racks. You can see it in the video in the community.
That's the part I was fixated on. I was like, yep, that's a lot of stuff, but look at those racks.
Look at the nice racks. I'd flip that. Yeah.
I like
All right.
I'd flip that.
So 10 racks, got them set. My son set them up and they're all ready to go. And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to move all my inventory in and I'm going to put it. I have 10 racks. I'm going to be able to wheel everything around. So guys, my unlisted inventory filled those 10 racks. I have none for my listed inventory. I just had to go on and order 10 more. Yeah. Totally filled it up.
So maybe all those times when you said you weren't taking more items before you moved, you should have actually stopped taking more items before
I
you
should
moved.
have. But I'm actually having a drop off today. So like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Libby.
So when somebody says and they have like super high end watches and autographed items, what am I going to say? It's a good consigner. They've worked with me before. How do you say no to that?
Send it to Samantha.
Well, in our community, we have, Molly was really good at that in Phoenix. She was like, well, Libby and Molly actually take mail-in consignment. She's like, I'm not at the moment, but they can absolutely help you with that. I'm like, shut up. But in our community, we have had this conversation before about the many ways to say no. I'm pretty sure you started that conversation, Libby.
I did.
Okay.
I did, but you know.
I get it though. There's things that I've said yes to because I didn't want that connection to go because they are great things.
Oh, look at this. I posted the before video of my Money Mountain ranges. Amy and I started the clean out last weekend. I needed to work on that video next. We did take one load to the dump and one load to the thrift shop. That is awesome. So he listened to our presentation at Camp Listing Party.
What?
We talked about the importance of taking photos. I know it's painful, but take a photo, take a video of before you start. And those little milestones along the way, you will appreciate it. It builds motivation and you got to celebrate those little wins because, honey, those 10 racks didn't happen overnight and they're not going to get done overnight either.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I even like just doing it when I'm reorganizing my room or when I bring consignment up from downstairs, like all the consignment that came in this week. And I just like taking like progressive photos of like, mostly because I like organization and how beautiful things are when they're stacked nice and neat, not how they are right now. So I would take this and then I would clean it all up and then it would look pretty.
So, Stuart, where's the video? Is it on YouTube? Let us know where to find the video. So
He said he's going to work on that next.
He said he posted the before video. I want to see the before video.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to see it. All right, ladies.
I was posting some other stuff over there.
I want to hear where that is before we sign off. Do we have anything else to chat about?
Just working.
Yeah.
I think we're all still recouping from our fun week away.
Totally.
So much fun. Much fun.
And I know. I had a question I want to ask you, but maybe it'll help somebody else as well. So, you know, the pocket organizers that you put your poly mailers in, that like you can hang on a door or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you use those?
No.
Can somebody share a link to one of those? Because I ordered some and it's totally the wrong thing, and I'm having trouble finding what I need to put my poly mailers near my shipping station, and one of those hanging organizers that have like the clear plastic face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have rolling carts in mine, but for you, you could probably even hang them on the sides of the rolling carts.
Yeah. I totally ordered the wrong
nice.
ones.
One more thing before we sign off. If you did or didn't miss Camp Listing Party, and if you missed it and have FOMO, we've got another one coming up in October. Is Boss Reseller Remix. We went last year. We loved it. We're bringing Samantha this year. She's going to love it. Tickets are now on sale, and this month of July is the early bird discount. The prices will go up after this month. So if you plan on going, make sure you snag those tickets now before prices go up. And I'm sure my link lady is going to throw a link up there for us on the ticket sales. And if you cannot go and you want to get a virtual ticket, we're going to help you out with that. You can use the code CCHAT, CCHATS, and that will give you $10 off your virtual ticket price. So I want to throw that out there so that you get them while prices are low.
Yes.
Because we resellers, we like a deal.
And that is a deal, and it is the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
No offense, kids. Okay.
You won't regret going, I promise. And if you do, just talk to Libby. Don't complain to her.
It's my fault. Yeah.
Complain to her. There we go. Link lady put the link up there. Woo,
Awesome. All right. And I'll put it in the show. I'll put the link in the coupon in the show notes as well.
Perfect.
We will be, we're going to be doing an awesome presentation there. So yeah, you don't want to miss it.
And you can see us present.
All right. Can I just share one thing about our presentation at Camp Listing Party?
Yeah.
Sure. I was so nervous, right? I was so anxious about it. Like, I just wanted to get it over with. And so we get up, I'm like, all right. And I'm thinking like, all right, this wasn't bad. This was fun. Like, I had a lot of fun doing it. And I was like, all right. And we're, walking off the stage, and I'm like, oh yeah, that went really well. And I sit down, and Molly turns her head to me, and she goes, that was a freaking train wreck. And I was like, what?
Let me tell you this, first of all. When I look back now on pictures, you people are not my friends, because friends would not allow a friend to go up on stage with a trucker hat popping off of her head like mine was. I was wearing the Dirty Diane hat because I was supporting Diane and her Fearless Living Fund, which I will see right there. There's one. But they are not attractive to go up on stage with, especially with my thick hair. It would not stay down. It kept popping up. And I look at that and I'm like, what kind of friends are these? You should have said, drop the hat before you go. Drop that.
We only see your beauty on the inside, Molly.
Right.
We don't care about what's on the outside.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Also, everybody's so much lower than the stage. So the angles of the photos were, they were great. Yep.
Perfect.
Some real beauts hanging out there. Yeah.
The most flattering things have been posted in the last week and a half of myself and us in general. So you're seeing it real. There's no messing around.
Yep. It's a real deal.
So I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, I like winging stuff. We do whatever until I stepped on that stage. So I am the blurter. I will be out in that audience and I will chime in on everybody's presentation or conversation.
She did.
Yeah. It's quite annoying, I'm sure, for everybody else.
No, it's not.
But I will do that. And then as soon as I'm up there, I'm like, okay, wow, they want me to talk. Why is everybody looking at me? I'm in the audience and I'm like, everybody look at me. I'm hilarious. And then I go up there and I'm like, oh my God, why is everybody staring?
Bye, Stuart. Well, I helped y'all out by starting the whole introduction off without the mic up by me. So that just started us off perfect. And then y'all were good to go.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
And it wasn't a train wreck.
I gave my entire intro that was so important without the mic.
It's fine.
It's all good.
It's just different. It's different than I mean, we log into our Zooms and we chat and we just hit record and we're just chatting. Like right now, we're just chatting with our friends. And then to go up there and realize that all of our friends are there staring at us, it's a little bit different. It's a little different.
That didn't end up bothering me. I just focused in on Amanda from List Perfectly and didn't focus in on anybody else. And
That's
she had such a
Biggest
pleasant
smile.
look on her face that it just kept me going.
Yeah.
But I'm a little too ADD to be having to do the slides and think about the presentation.
Yeah, you don't get the remote next time.
Yeah, I'll take the remote.
I don't want the remote anymore. That was too much on the multitasking.
You were in the moment. You were doing your thing. You nailed it. But yeah, but no remote next time.
No remote. We've learned the limits. I think I would be exactly the same, so that's fine. Or I would be changing it. You guys wouldn't even be ready for the next one.
Too much on me. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well,
This has been fun. It's been an awesome June. I can't wait to recap July. Hopefully,
Yes,
I will
it's
be
gonna be
mostly
awesome.
moved at the end of July. God
Yes,
willing.
you're gonna have 20 racks filled with things.
Well, I will have 20 racks, yes, and they will be filled. But whether that'll be enough for the move, we'll see. All right, guys.
All right, y'all. And keep an eye out because we've got some good guests coming up. We've got a nice list of people visiting our show over the next couple of months. So
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
make sure you have liked, subscribed, and hit that little bell so that you get notified.
Absolutely.
All right, friends.
Oh, wait.
Until next time, I'm going to cheer.
Cheers.